What's up, everybody? It's your man's KJ the Great dropping another edition of All Sports Media TV. But first, I want to say I hope and pray everything is great your way. Now, let's get to it. So, tonight, you witness history, people, as none other than LeBron King James broke the all-time scoring record. 38,387 points. That record stood for 38 years. The record was set the year he was born. Now you got to understand something, people. We talk basketball all the time. We talk about who's the best, who's this, who's that. But for me personally, this is epic. This is almost as epic as watching LeBron win his first championship. This is almost as epic as LeBron bringing a championship to Cleveland. I first seen LeBron James play basketball as a high school player, St. Vincent, St. Mary. One of my friends brought me over to his house. He was telling me about this guy. He was like, "Oh man, this dude go hard. You know, you gotta come watch him, blah, blah, blah." So I go over there and watch him. I'm like, "Yo, buddy is cold. He's cold on the basketball point." I think he put up like 50 points in that game. And I was just like, "Y'all think he gonna go to the NBA? What college is he gonna go to?" They're like, "Oh, he might go straight out of high school." I'm like, didn't know really much about basketball at the time. But sure enough, first overall pick, number one, to the Cleveland Cavaliers. This came before Carmelo Anthony, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh. It was a pretty good class. Spent 7 years in his first stint with Cleveland. 2 MVPs, back-to-back 66-win seasons, 60-plus win seasons. And then he left. People are like, "Oh, he can't do it by himself, blah, blah, blah." Nobody's ever done it by themselves. Let's just get that out there. Nobody. You want to get technical? I can break it down all the way to the bottom. Nobody has ever done it by themselves. Went to Miami. Lost the first year. He needed that loss. People don't understand. He needed that loss. They're like, "Oh, but he lost in the finals before that." No. He needed that loss. Come back next year, get his first title. It's about damn time. Come back the year after, Game 7, another title. Come back the year after that, they lost. Hey, happens. Come back, goes back to Cleveland. They lose that first year. Hey, what can you do? Half your team's hurt. Golden State was rising. They come back the next year. 2016, down 3-1. They pulled off the greatest comeback in NBA Finals history. Probably one of the greatest comebacks in sports history. Comeback 2017, they lost. But LeBron put on one of the greatest finals performances. 2018, 51 points, even though they lost. J.R. Smith, where the hell was your mind at? 2019, he leaves. Had some falling outs again with the manager, the owner of Cleveland. It's fine. 2019, averaging 28 points in the West. Remember all y'all saying, "Oh, he wouldn't do that in the West. He wouldn't do it if it was the West, blah, blah, blah." Well, he did it. They was in third place until he got hurt. Come back in 2020, COVID hit. Go into the bubble. No matter what y'all say, he led them to another title. Only thing he was pissed off about that year was not winning the league MVP. He said, "To hell with it. If I ain't the league MVP, finals MVP times 4. And I want my damn respect." That's what came out of his mouth. And I say all this because a lot of people don't give him his respect, because he's not the person that's going to shoot 30 times a game. Who the hell needs to shoot 30 times a game when you're efficient? When you can pass the way you do, rebound the way you do. At his peak, should have been a defensive player of the year. But they gave it to Marc Gasol over him. Every analyst in the world will tell you they will not take people like Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, Steph Curry over LeBron's peak. However you want to look at it, LeBron James is one of the, if not the greatest players to play the game of basketball in its history. My own opinion. I can argue 1,000 different ways. LeBron James is the greatest basketball player to ever lace up shoes and play in the NBA. He's done it consistently for 20 years. And he's already said he's going to go longer than 20 years if his body permits, because he wants to play with his son. How many players can say they played the game of basketball 20 years and had this level of consistency, high level play with no issues off the court? You look at LeBron James' impact off the court, greater than anything you've ever seen. Students are getting great education. Kids are being fed. Schools are being built. All these things. That right there is the makeup of the greatest player you've ever seen. That's all I got for you guys.